3 practical steps here to do the impossible task. These are not comprehensive, but these are the most important in my mind. Number 1, petition Almighty God for mercy in our nation and return once again to His standards of truth, justice, and equity. I was so encouraged to see the 10 Commandments proudly displayed in the courthouse behind me. We would be well served if we return to those basics of law on which our nation was founded. Again, I'd like to quote Ben Franklin, who, incidentally, was arguably one of the most non-Christian of the Founding Fathers. But here's what he had to say during the Constitutional Convention. I have lived, sir, a long time, and the longer I live, the more convincing proofs I see of this truth, that God governs in the affairs of men. And if a sparrow cannot fall to the ground without His notice, is it probable that an empire can rise without His aid? We have been assured, sir, in the sacred writings, that except the Lord build the house, they labor in vain that build it. I firmly believe this. I also believe that without His concurring aid, we shall succeed in this political building no better than the builders of Babel. Here's what John Adams had to say. Our Constitution was made only for moral and religious people. It is wholly inadequate to the government of any other. And even Thomas Jefferson. Can the liberties of a nation be sure when we remove their only firm basis and conviction in the minds of the people that these liberties are a gift from God? If we are to succeed in our impossible task, we must first seek the God who governs in the affairs of men and return to His ways. This is something that was understood 233 years ago. Number 2. As Leah already mentioned, we need to educate ourselves. Then after we educate ourselves, educate our friends, family, neighbors, and others around us. Find out who your representatives are. Meet them. Find out their beliefs and their convictions, and let them know yours. This is what representative government is all about. Become a student of worldview and history. I think you'll find that the issues we face today are not too much different than the ones faced hundreds of years ago. And number 3, practical step, is to start local. My mom always says, how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. True change happens from the grassroots up, from the inside out. Don't despise the small things, the small city elections or the county elections. It may very well take generations to change the course of our federal government. But we can make a difference in Greene County right here, right now, today. If God wills it, let Greene County be the place where liberty is treasured and held dear. Let Greene County be the place that shines this light to Tennessee and from thence to the rest of the Union. I'd like to conclude with this quote from Thomas Paine's The Crisis. A man who kept a tavern at Amboy was standing at his door with as pretty a child in his hand, about 8 or 9 years old, as I ever saw. And after speaking his mind freely as he thought was prudent, finished with this unfatherly expression, "Well, give me peace in my day." Doesn't that sound too familiar? Give me bailouts and stimulus packages. I don't care if I destroy the inheritance of future generations, as long as life is good for me. Mr. Paine concludes his thoughts with this. A generous parent should have said, "If there must be trouble, let it be in my day, that my child may have peace." And this single reflection, well applied, is sufficient to awaken every man to duty. Wow, what a statement. If there must be trouble, let it be in my day. If there must be inconveniences, financial difficulties, constant government redress, never-ending debates, even economic depression, let them be in my day, that my children and grandchildren will have peace. By God's grace, let us boldly move forward.